What the hickey? Alright. Starting to go in here. Oh, it's paused. Left for our figure drawing. Okay. My bot should be pinging pretty soon. Discord. There it is. Alright, cool. I'm glad there's a little delay on that. Okay, so like I start the stream and I realize, oh shit, I didn't I didn't change the stream title to the proper thing. I had a very unusual way of doing this, where I have like a very large full screen right here, so I can like see the whole totality of the figure that I'm working on a different monitor while I'm drawing. So it's this weird hybrid of like a display of using like a drawing display, but also kind of using it the way you would like a non-drawing display. This kind of helped me like see the whole figure, and it's kind of nice. It's also helping me think bigger too when I'm drawing. I'm actually kind of liking this. Like, I wanted to figure out like a way to adjust how I do my figure drawings here in a way that's more productive. And yeah, I'm definitely feeling this setup right here. The side by side. Right there, yeah. This works just fine. I actually get like a side-by-side comparison. I can contrast and compare what I'm doing with the figure like right in front of me. This is actually really nice. I like this. So I'm actually drawing by like looking at the screen in front of me, the way that I would a non-drawing display, and then every now and then I look down below to kind of reorient myself. It's actually a really nice way to draw. I'm actually rather enjoying it, and this is something that I might use more of in the future. Because I'm doing like a side-by-side comparison like this, it also helps me kind of reorient the proportions a little. Hello. So let's check out this setup that I'm finding that's working really well for my life drawing. You know, Mr. Hex, do you have Zender? Do you have Clip Studio? You can probably do this in other drawing apps too, but you have Clip Studio? Cool. You know the window, and then you go to Window, and then Canvas, New Window. You can create so here's what I recommend you do. When you have your reference on another screen, like I do right now, like on your drawing display, you have your drawing display, like as full screen as you possibly can get it. And then on another screen, like what I got right here, you got your reference on the side, and then next to it, you have like another window like this. So what you get out of that is you get the whole overview of being able to also like check and see, like contrast and compare what you're doing in the reference versus what you're doing with the big picture of the drawing. I think this would actually, if you have like a really big monitor, I think this would actually work really well too if you have like a smaller drawing tablet as well. Like if you have a big monitor, you can put this on. Even like a TV monitor would a great big TV monitor would actually be really good to do this on, I think. Because it helps you like see big, and it helps you contrast and compare the figure to what's on screen. So you can get a little more accurate. You can absorb a bit more of what you're trying to study. I think this will also work for when I start doing master copies of animation too. Let's do something along these lines. But I get an overview, like I get an unobstructed view without my hand in the way. And like an overview that's not constantly being zoomed in and zoomed out reflexively. So tonight we will probably go over some more Michael Hampton. Maybe there's like a Michael Hampton, Tom Foxtrot, and Scott Robertson that I maybe want to touch on a bit. Yeah, that's kind of, skip that one. What's a pose I really would feel good about doing? Let's see here. I don't know. I'm gonna reset these. I'm starting to get a little jaded with the ones that they were showing me. Sorry about that. That's pretty good. Alright, so place the feet in 3D space, something like that, maybe. And get like this kind of gesture that's kind of doing a twist up over here. Very nice. I'm definitely feeling this. It feels a lot less like I'm flying blind when I have the reference like right there like this. Let's do this one. Zoom in on that actually here, like this. Doing it like this, like it's very important that I also zoom in on the model when it comes up. That also helps you guys see it, but it's also for me too. Key. Got 4 viewers in so far, that's totally fine. Audience will come over time the more we grind. I'm definitely confident of that. If I start getting really fucking good doing this crazy amount of grinding, like there are going to definitely be people that'll show up. For sure. So I'm going to keep re-examining the way I'm grinding and improving. And the mileage that I get in every day doing this. Oops. We're not going to do that guy, we're going to do this guy. I love having the reference like right there. Like this. This definitely helps. Can't state that enough. Sometimes you don't realize it, but you hamstring yourself by not properly setting up where your reference is. So you can utilize it properly. Lining it up like this between the monitors, very, very large, is helping immensely right now. Legs looking a little stubby here, though. They ran out of space at the bottom of the page and started to jam those in there. Okay, I'll just add a little bit more leg room in the time that I have left. Thank you for holding me accountable. You're welcome. So if you want to do this, you could, here's how you could do it if you're doing it with me. You just full screen it, and then you just put the reference on the side of the screen where I have my drawings. I mean, you put the reference opposite the side of the screen where you have my drawings. Like, you could set it up exactly like this, except you have, like, my shit full screened over here. You get what I'm saying? Like, half of the whole screen is covered up by the drawing window that you have. Kind of wasted some time yapping when I should have been drawing this guy. But we'll do something with him. I'll get what I can in the time that I have with this guy. It's a little large. Let's shrink that a bit. I'm definitely seeing improvement, like, between today and yesterday. Just from doing this alone and, like, reevaluating how I do things. Also, switching my material to the Millipen is helping. I'm finding that the Millipen handles quite well for the way that I'm trying to learn right now. There's a lot to be said about finding the right brush feel. Hang on one sec. Let me zoom in on that guy right there. So we're doing a warm-up set right now. What time is it? Yeah. These are about 2-minute poses each. So we will take a 5-minute break at about like the halfway point. Well, of an hour. Like about 25 minutes in or so, we'll take a 5-minute break and then do another set of poses. I think I'm going to do a vignette on this one and just concentrate on the upper torso in the time that I have left. So let's see here. Probably the wrong angle for that head, you know. Let's see here. How many of these poses have we done? 2, 4. Close to be like 20 minutes on this next one. Kind of hovering at 3 viewers right now, which is fine. Zenderman is one of those viewers. One of our loyal moderators who is also drawing along and studying along. That's a really fun pose. Let's see what we can do with this, shall we? I'll try to go for like some kind of radial gesture here, maybe. I think this next... I'm going to do that one. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll do this one. This will be the last pose before the 1 minute ad break and 5 minute hydration and get a stretch break before we get back to another set of figures. Or actually, what we maybe should do is we should look at some of the drawing guide stuff. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, if you're drawing regularly, you are definitely going to improve. Starting to get a little sloppy doing these, so I think I'm starting to get a little mentally exhausted on these poses. Came in pretty strong, but now I'm kind of getting a little lazy. It's like, meh. Yeah. But no, this is a much better way to practice than I've been doing previously. This is much better. Let's see, what's the best pose I did from these? It's pretty good. Did start to get a little lazier towards the end. Alright, so I'm going to hit the ad break. It'll be a 5 minute break. Let's see here. Which of these do I want on screen? Maybe... yeah, that one's pretty good. 5-minute break. Starting now. Here comes the ads. Good. Alright. Okay, so that little ad break should be over. This is the 5-minute break. We got another 4 minutes, technically. I would recommend getting up stretching, take a bio break, use the restroom if you need to, get some water. I'm gonna get some ice water and stuff. Okay. Alexa, set timer for 3 minutes.
3-minute timer starting.
Ice water. Good. How are you folks doing? Feel free to say hi in chat. Mr. Hext, our mod and one of our community members, is also pretty active in here. Yeah, no one said it would be easy. You'll also get better at learning how to film useful reference for yourself. It's good to do multiple takes, and sometimes you might Frankenstein together parts of multiple takes together to make things work for you. Alright, so let's see here. I only got 3 people in here, so I'm just pinging my server again to see if I can get more people in. I will also ping my class section in Ethan Becker. I think I'll do that instead of doing the school-wide thing. Let's do that. I'll ping that. Now let's remove the school tag. There, so I don't overping it. Oh, hello. Welcome to the chat, Monk. Alexa, stop. All right. So we're coming back from our 5-minute break. Anyone is welcome to like draw the figures through the break that I usually leave on screen, but we'll get some fresh ones here going. This one I think we might do some more directed practice. I'm gonna maybe find us a motion sequence to try using. Let's see here. I do kind of like her. Let's see. She's got. I like her body type. That's the reason why. Really, really in shape. Gymnastics. She looks like she might be like a stunt woman or something. It's really, or a martial artist even. Let's see. I'm trying to find something that I feel pretty good about for some of what I have in mind for what I want to practice. That's pretty good. That's pretty neat. Let me see if she actually goes off frame here. Yeah, I think she does go off frame here, which is kind of a shame. I would like to see her actually land for when they shoot reference like this, for example. I actually really like that. Especially how she sticks the landing there. That's really cool. That's really sweet. How are we feeling about this, chat? Oh, yeah, good. Why was it inaccessible before when I was like streaming Ethan Becker's server? Out of curiosity. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on to that. But let's see here. Can we browse? Can we do the motion quick draw by model? Maybe. Let's try that. Get rid of that. I'll do. Can we pick by model? What's category? Zara. There we go. We can. So we can all draw like by the same model. That's cool. So now we'll just draw her for a little while. Get used to her body type and stuff. All right, let's do that. All right, we're officially back from the break. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna maybe actually like pay attention to her torso and her head. Do some of that. I was getting kind of loosey goosey, so I'm gonna kind of reel it back in with some structure practice. So it may get a little stiff. It's a little large, actually. I'm gonna shrink that. But I'm gonna pay especially close attention to the torso for these, and try to use cubic shapes for the torso and the pelvis. Cubic, or maybe, if I feel like it, like sphere or cylinder shapes, primitive shapes. Usually on Do Not Disturb, so you miss a notification most of the time. Twitch, you have a notification. Oh, I see. I see, I see. Okay. That's interesting. There we go. That's like one of those edge case examples of how you get an audience member based on UI decisions. So I'm gonna try stick with this. I'll put like little bits of gesture and things. I'm kind of feeling like it would be nice to put an emphasis on building primitive shapes into these. So let's see here. What can I do with this? Let's maybe do this here. It's going to be quite exactly what she's doing there, but I want to use this as an opportunity to do a profile and view abstraction of just the overall kind of like mannequin of the body here. Something like this. Maybe like throw some gesture down for the legs to make it stand here. And why not just like put the arms in there too. And let's throw like a pyramid shape down there for the foot. Like that. It's another profile view, but from a slightly different angle. I'm gonna maybe like move to the side here and try doing it like this. Actually, like I'm gonna flip this, so you're not gonna see it flipped, but you're gonna see me using it as a key pose to change right here. Where I'm going to actually, like, I'm going to do a trace back on the body here. Right there. I'm going to kind of treat it a little bit like a cut-out puppet in a strange way, like this. See? And lean that forward a bit. So it maintains the proportions of the figure that way. And I can do that with the head, with what I did for the head too. there. And then I can just add like the sweep of the arms. Like this. So it looks pretty serviceable now. Oh, I can do that again now, actually. So I'll use what she's doing there as a pose. Some of these are from like some of the same sequences too, just in different spots with her. I really should do this more often where like I just take one of the models and I just do like a pose. I just use like the quick draw um, to just do nothing but the same model because it'll let you like study a particular body type a little easier. So you're not seeing, like I said, you're not seeing it like I have the drawing flipped here, or I'm drawing it right now. To maintain consistency, I'm going to trace back and then put this kind of in place here, roughly about where it is, the drawing. Same thing with the head, do that. So. Like this, and then like her other hands, like kind of like doing that. I actually think her center of gravity is a little higher, so more like this, maybe. Now change the angle of the thigh somewhat. I can maybe come back to that too. I'll add an extra frame if I do want to. Alright, so what do I want to do with this? I think I want to go back to doing primitive shapes. Keeping it to very simple primitive shapes. And I should probably flip that. There. Is this website free to use? It is not, but there are free. It's $50 a year. There's also a monthly version that's a little more expensive in totality for a year. But yeah, $50 for a whole year gets you full access to. I think you should put like a stream alert up for when people ask that question. But Bodies in Motion is the name of the site. Bodies in Motion. It is a subscription site, but there's a bunch of free samples you can play with on it. The quick pose thing right here, that's something that you need to be subscribed to. But it is very worth it. I use it all the time. So good. So I give it a strong recommendation. There's also $100 a year if you want access to like Muybridge and stuff and some other things. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. Wow. Alright, so he's upside down. So, this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna default to trying to make cubes. Because instead of having like deal with really complicated anatomy and gesture of something like that upside down, no, I'm drawing cubes. I know what I'm drawing. Like that. How do I want to handle the head? That's the question. I'll just throw a cube in there for the head. So, and then I can just add like simple lines here. Put that down here. That boxes are looking a little bit thick here, admittedly, but yeah, it is what it is. I actually think like the center line is a little bit. I think it's a little bit tilted more to the rotated to the side a little bit more than I have it. But oh well. Gotta move on to the next pose. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I know we're back to these, so I will throw another of these in here. Let me see, where can I put that one? This one is further down, so I can probably put it down over here. Okay. Let's slip it over here too, so there's less confusion. Okay, so she's actually straightening up a bit, believe it or not, compared to that other pose. So she's doing this kind of. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth it. I've been signed up for 2 years so far. Actually, more than 2 years, like closer to 3 years by this point, I think. For this one, I'm going to bow out of doing the pose because I want to do some torso box drills. If the stream starts to pick up steam, I definitely will see about approaching Bodies in Motion for a sponsorship deal of some kind. Because maybe I can get like, maybe it'd be as simple as like I can hand out a discount code, and they give me Bodies in Motion free subscription or something. I don't know. I would happily do a sponsorship deal with Bodies in Motion. I'd be their strongest soldier. Well, maybe not that. I don't know if I'm the strongest soldier. I would be like, their noisiest soldier, certainly. Singing their praises. But if I am like regularly practicing Bodies in Motion, maybe one day I will be their strongest soldier. The reason why I'm hesitant to call myself strongest soldier is like the kinds of people who actually are using Bodies in Motion and like showing and like uploading work for it are like people like fucking Michael Hampton. So yeah, this is kind of orienting me a little bit here. I was gonna do a box drill, but I want to do like a full figure drill. So how about that? Let me reverse that actually. This is how I was drawing it. Oh, actually, I think I did reverse this. Yeah. So I will get some more boxes in here. Maybe throw the box angle of the torso. In fact, I think tonight we should focus on torso boxes. That would be good to do because it would be an excuse to draw lots of primitive shapes and get plenty of mileage with that. Gives us something very simple to focus on. Everything that we're gonna do is all right later. Thanks for coming. Wish you could be around for more of the stream, but yeah, thank you. I gotta reverse that here. There we go. We're gonna skip that one. That's a nice pose right there. Let me see if I can fit that upside torso in here. So we're starting from the torso for these. Usually from the chest, but sometimes from the pelvis. And if you really want to, you can start from the head if you like. But we're going to mainly focus on like the two main components of the rib cage and the pelvis. Oh, we got a new sub. Thank you. Wow, that's cool. That was very nice of them. That person who just left gave us a sub. Very cool. Very cool. Now they will no longer have to see the ads. I have one of those Disney animated moments where you spend like the amount of time to how to figure out this raw this one keyframe. Yeah, you're going to be doing that for the rest of your career, even as you improve your skills at drawing, by the way. It is worth it, though. Get used to it. The struggle is worth it. I would recommend also, like, when you have the time, you're doing it right now, but I would recommend when you have the time, if you really want to execute your keyframes well, do the Richard Williams thing of unplugging, because your keyframes are so important. Find something you can, find whatever you can do to just dial in preferably without any music. just really, really zero in and concentrate on, be present in the scene when you're making the keys. You get what I'm saying? You should also do that for, depending on what the quality of the animation you're going for, you gotta get in the habit of unplugging for those important moments. And then you kind of will like learn what are the busy work moments where I can put on music or whatever, you know. But if you're really trying to get like the best performance you can, or establish the strongest keyframe, it's a good strongest keyframes you can. It's a good idea to unplug, I would say. What we're gonna do with this lady here? I'll insert like a itty bitty drawing, like right here maybe. This, and I'll cheat it with making her tilt her box towards the camera as if she's leaning the torso that way. So then that means like this pelvis is going to be less tilted that way, right there. Just kind of doing like a little tilt towards the camera thing in my version of the action. And her legs kind of ready to spring up. So let's throw, maybe like have her head kind of tilted the opposite way. That. I'm going to put her arm back here because I changed how this poses. Maybe put her other arm out here, like this. It's good to mix it up. If you're not feeling the pose for what you want to get out of it, you can always modify it a bit. Let's see, maybe we'll make this one the last pose of the set. Where should I put that? I'll put it over here. I will stick a little bit closer to what she's actually doing, because what she's doing is pretty interesting to me. We can actually, and I'll exaggerate it a little bit, but we can actually see the cube of the butt back there. I'm going to beef this up in size. Like that, and then maybe I'll add a little bit of something that wasn't there. Kind of breaking her spine a bit to do this. But this is fun, contrasty shapes doing that. See some of her back. And then add the all-important head right there. Head's looking a little large. Just a little. All right, we're going to. I'll leave her running, but I'm gonna hit the ad break real quick before we do another 5-minute break. Put this like. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna hit the ad break now. Would be 1-minute ad break. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes.
5-minute timer started.
Person wasn't a Prime user, so that was a real sub that they gave me too. Prime subs are slightly less money than real subs, but it's money. Money's money. But yeah, you need to look at a dollar or so more, I think, which is nice. I'm gonna get up, stretch, refill my ice water. So, hello, welcome. We're on about 3 minutes left in a 5-minute break before we get back at it, but feel free to draw what's on screen with the reference if you like. So what we're going to be focused on today is box forms for the pelvis and the rib cage, and also a little bit of kind of a box form for the head, boxy-ish form for the head too, but mainly the rib cage and the pelvis. And guess what? Oh man, wow! Oh, this is such a nice book. I forgot how nice this book is. The Scott Robertson How to Draw book, which is a must-have book, just arrived in the mail today. It has lovely new book smell. This is the best smelling book I've gotten of the art books I've ordered recently. It feels so professional to hold this thing. It's such a nicely designed book. Oh my god, this book is great. Yeah, I had this years ago, but I kind of like wore it out, so I forgot how good this book is. So, Scott Robertson's How to Draw book. We'll talk a little bit about it. I'm going to talk about him and some Michael Hampton tonight. There's 3 people that I'm mainly kind of hovering between right now for my studying, which is Tom Fox Draws, Michael Hampton, and Scott Robertson. Scott Robertson is now going to be the next one that I'm going to be integrating with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try drawing vehicles and stuff, and vehicles and environments and stuff in addition to what I'm doing with figures, because this book is fucking great. I wish you could see it. I'll bring up like a PDF version of it I have, but the PDF version does not do it justice. Honestly, this is a fantastic book. I'm just flipping through it off camera, and it looks so good. Oh wow! It's like you think, oh man, I don't want to get a book about drawing fundamentals. That's boring. No, you want to get this book. It's not a boring book. It's a fucking great book. It is very technical, but it's not a boring book. Alexa, stop. Alright, so back from our break. I'm going to keep those poses running on the left there for you folks. But we're going to do a little mini kind of lecture demo thingy where I explain some things. There's three main sources that I'm using for my study habits currently as I evolve them. Let's see here. The first one is Scott Robertson, How to Draw. I do have a PDF copy of that. We'll get that on screen. I'll be getting all these here. Let's see. Robertson, Hampton. Michael Hampton. And then there is, what's the other one? Oh yeah, Tom Fox. Tom Fox. Fox. Are you kidding me? Here, one sec. It's gonna take me a sec to dig that one out. Let me check my downloads. There we go. All right, here's the three books. So I will throw the Amazon links to all of these. You know, I should really make like an affiliate link for this stuff for people who buy this, and that makes me a few bucks. But for now, anyway, I'll just throw these for you here. So the first one is Scott Robertson, How to Draw. So Scott Robert, how to draw, right now in there. The next one is Tom Fox Draws. Let's see here. So maybe put those off screen here. Tom Fox Draws has a couple books out. One of them's on clothing. I think he's got another book out. He's got like a workbook, but the one that we're after is Anatomy for Artists: Drawing Form and Pose by Tom Fox Draws. And then the other one is Michael Hampton. Figure Drawing, Design, and Invention by Michael Hampton. There's a newer. The good thing is that if you get the newer versions of that, there is more content. And, oh damn. I'll put that in. And then where's the Tom Fox Draws? Okay, Anatomy for Artists. Let's do that. And then the link for that. And then Figure Design. Figure on Design and Invention right here. I should probably use another link. Copy link. There we go. You can also get like if you have Kindle, like Amazon Unlimited or something like that, you can see this for free. It's only $10 for an ebook version of the Michael Hampton book. This one, but it's 35 bucks new, and I do recommend it. I have a copy. I actually had a lot of my old art books stolen. Over $1,000 of my art books stolen recently. Sadly, like ripped off from my garage by some thieves. So I'm slowly replacing them. And I've got a new copy of this, of a newer edition of this than the PDF I have here that's on the way. I previously did own a physical copy of like all these books. This one's one I didn't own previously, but I do have a physical copy of this. So what are we focusing on today? Well, here. We are going to focus on basically this right here. But more specifically, we're going to focus on... Where is it? Where is it? It's further down here. Well, this kind of stuff. And this right here. I'm going to screenshot that page. Right there. So if you're in our Discord, I will be posting this. Let's see here. Where should I post this? I'll post it in stream text chat. How's that? Over in our Discord, like right here. Stream text chat. And then if you want to join the Discord, it's !Discord for that. So we're going to be doing like this stuff in here mainly for tonight. There's some other examples and so on further on, and yeah, these little guys right here are good to look at too for stuff. We're going to be each night we're going to be hacking off a little bit of like, it's not just going to be like rote copying. We're going to try to like digest a little something from art books or tutorials or something like that. So okay, we got cubes, right? Yeah. Well, I'll introduce you a little bit to... So, man, I don't know how to draw cubes. I'm totally new to drawing. Well, Scott Robertson right here. Scott Robertson's How to Draw book. Strong recommendation. I cannot recommend this book enough. Get a physical copy of this book. It is so fucking good. It's only like 22 bucks. And it's a massive book. With so much good information in it. I may have to, let's see here, 2-page, let's turn off the 2-page view and zoom in really close here. But yeah, like how good this book is does not get fully conveyed through this PDF that I'm showing you here. You need to get a physical copy of this book. It is so fucking good. Like this scan quality isn't that great compared to how good the book is. I mean, this is a really bad scan actually. It's all artifacted. So fucking weird. Anyway, he goes over materials and stuff. That's useful too. But we're gonna skip through here. But he talks about like how you got to draw slowly, draw with the whole arm goes to the line. He talks about technique. Definitely worth reading that. This is really hard to read here. Oh my god, this is such a terrible scan of this book. I almost don't want to show this because it's giving a bad impression of the. Oh wow, this is awful. So let's try Scott Robertson, How to Draw. Internet Archive does have Internet Archive. I think Internet Archive has a better version of this. This is the one that I just happen to have on my hard drive, so yeah, I think that this one might be a better version. Yeah, this one's more legible, I think. Yeah, this one looks like it's a better scan. Still pretty hard to see, but it's a little easier. We can at least zoom in a bit. So these are some basic exercises of like, drawing parallel lines. This is the connect the dots exercise where you draw 2 dots and then you try to aim between them. These are like ways of practicing your line quality and your aim with your line. And this one is another version of this exercise. Instead of connect the dots, you create a dot and you make a dot in the center of your page and then you draw a bunch of lines through it, intersecting it. And this course is like basic, like drawing boxes in perspective. It's a good idea to draw through the box right here in this 1 point perspective to like, and then like darken the side that's facing us like this. And this is how to practice curves right here. You can do these dots right here, and then you draw through them. You're like a vector program making vector lines when you do this. It's hard to see right here. There's some ellipses there, but let me actually look in the page in that book. I think the book is going to make the book itself. Yeah, it's a lot easier to see it in the book, the actual physical book. Yeah, this is showing off how to draw an ellipse with a minor axis. Also talking about ellipses in general a little bit. Yeah, I actually skipped over some stuff here. He talks about 2-point perspective right here in the XYZ coordinate system stuff. Practicing how to practice freehand ellipses. Yeah, it's a nice little overview. He gets further into stuff. He gets further into how boxes are broken down in perspective like this. I like make like crosses on the faces of the box to divide them up and to chop them up and to measure them. That's cool. Let's see a little text alert about something. Yeah, and you can see it builds and builds and builds, and the earlier stuff that you were doing, like trying to like do curves, that applies here too. You know, it's a great book, and it builds on everything and stuff. So I recommend like giving a good amount of time to study from this. Actually, another book that I wanted to show is the Peter Hahn Dynamic Bible by Peter Hahn. This one I don't have a copy of, but I want to get. Dynamic Bible by Peter Hahn. So what this is, $40 book, very worth it. This is a beautiful book. Let me show you. Peter Hahn Dynamic Bible. Let's do a Google image first so I can show you what's in it. It's got, whoops. Do they have some sample pages on the let's do that. Some sample pages, but they're very low quality. But yeah, Peter Hahn's an art instructor who's taught for years and years and years. This book, you notice on the cover, these very simple shapes: sphere, cube, cylinder, cone, pyramid right here. Those are like the basic building blocks of everything you draw. So we're not going to waste. I'm going to show you a little bit of Tom Fox Draws, but then we're going to jump right back into what we're doing. So Tom Fox Draws, he teaches a lot of good stuff with anatomy in this book, but it's all built around understanding perspective. So you got to have an understanding of perspective and how to draw cubes and other simple primitives. So for today, we are going to use Michael Hampton's cubes right here as our basis for how we study. So the next hour or two, if we want to go for further than that, we are going to do plenty of cubes. So I'm going to actually restart her. I'm going to set our poses to all, and they're going to be 2 minutes, and we'll start now. And so concentrate on trying to make a cube. We're going to be filling up a page of cubes. Usually good to establish the rib cage as the cube first. Usually like This angle right here, I feel like I'm looking a little bit down on top of it. So, and then down below, pelvis is another cube. So you can attach like a little kind of a line of action between the two. I'm going to narrow that a bit. It's not quite a cube. There we go. And then I'm going to use like some of what Michael Hampton adds to these, where he adds these little corners for the pelvis, and he puts these little curves down here. Michael Hampton also likes to put a little dot for the sternum and then create this little shape here. So I'm going to do that too. And while I'm at it, I'm going to kind of like subdivide the torso and stuff. I'm going to play with the three-dimensionality of these shapes as I add them here. I might add a little bit more of an indication of the spine back here. I can add the arms and stuff. I can keep them really gestural if I want. So I'm less concerned with the limbs right now. It's more about the torso and what the torso is doing. And then if I have time, I can throw a little head in there. Like that. Beautiful. So we'll skip. Well, actually, you know what? We can do her. We just have to use our X-ray vision. Establish her. We can be bold with these shapes. These are simple shapes. We're practicing tilting around these very simple shapes to get fluent in them. So what angle about would the pelvis be? Well, we can look at kind of like the belly button. We can kind of see the way the hips shoot into that ballerina outfit a bit. And sort of infer somewhat where that pinch is happening. So something like this. Let's see. How do I want to do the head here? Like this. I'm kind of handling the head as like a chopped off cube or like a side plane sort of thing now. So then I can just like throw in some simple gesture lines for the legs here. There are some proportional issues with this, but I'm less concerned with that than I am with getting those box forms in for this track. That is really, I'm going to skip that one. I want nice clear forms. Yeah, we can do this one. It's going to be foreshortened. But remember, we're just drawing a cube. You can leave the head off for this one too. So let's see here. How can I guesstimate? We're looking down at the top of the shoulders really nicely here. So do something like this. And then the body kind of foreshortens like about like this, I want to say. Maybe not that much actually. Here, let me run that back. Like this. Like so. Very good, very good. maybe do the head in blue right here. This one I kind of feel like starting with the head angle, just for some reason. Still gonna keep that head as like a box form though. Let's do that, like this. Shrink it a bit. And then how do I handle that torso? Let's do maybe like this. That, and then I'll throw the pelvis down here. Rotate it a bit to the right, or the side there. You see how this becomes a way to practice primitive shapes, like this. That's nice. Let's do this. Drop this down a little. You have enough time for a head? I'll try one. I am keeping this to be like very simple shapes, so. Oh, I recognize this. This is one of the motion studies I did. I really should upload the motion study I did of this, the bodies in motion. there's several that I did like last year and at the beginning of this year that would actually be pretty good to put up there. Do that, I want to do this. Alright, new pose coming shortly. Let's get that. Yeah, let's do that one. Just gonna start with the pelvis on this one. Hmm. A little bit of like, yeah, I don't like that. I'll get rid of that. You following along? Yeah, good. Okay, let's see here. Taking a break? Yeah. That's a little too. Oh, there we go. A little bit of variety of upside down torso. Let's see here. How would I do this? Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So this one's gonna be pretty minimal, I guess. Tilt that pelvis away from us a little bit, like and then the back gets tilted towards us. We do a little X-ray view here. Do the X-ray in blue right here. This will be the last one before we take another break for about 5 minutes. Alright, cool. Let's put on the timer here, 5-minute break. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes.
5-minute timer started.
Where can I put this? Like that, and then maybe like this. There. Cool. Okay, yeah. I think mods can do that. So I'm running ads now, just for 1 minute. And we're back from the ad break. So the reason why I want to run the ad breaks during the break is that gets rid of the pre-roll ads. That means people who join don't have to see the ad, don't have to see any pre-roll ads when they come in. If I run those every 25 minutes or so. If it was my choice, I would have no ads on this channel, but yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to get up and stretch. Oh, nice. Alexa, how much time left on timer?
Your 5-minute timer has 1 minute and 58 seconds left.
Also a bit under 2 minutes. I'll get the rest of it. access stop. Just in time. Alright, so what are we going to do next? Do we want to do more of this? I feel like I'm kind of getting a little exhausted doing the torso things. Maybe we can mix it up with something. Not to say that these aren't valuable to do. But I do want to show this. This is a demo I did earlier for a tutoring student. It's about the 5 main primitives right here and like ways you can practice them. A little bit of demonstration stuff here. Of like how cubes work, how to like do freehand perspective or isometric perspective when drawing cubes, and what you want to avoid right here when making cubes. Yeah, this stuff is like in the Peter. It is in the Scott Robertson, but it isn't laid out as bare like this. The Peter Hahn book lays out these what the purpose of these primitives are a little bit more plainly. But yeah. Here's an example right here. I used a cylinder to create this pipe. Had some little gesture lines of like some liquid spilling out, and then I create a little cylinder to create the water splash. Right here, this is a rectangular cube that I divided in half, made a little tiny drawing of like a couple of like bars or restaurants or something like that with a dumpster between them and some people walking on the sidewalk. This is carving out a little chunk of a cube right here. This is like simplified kind of way you draw a head, and that's like where the neck inserts right there. This is a fun exercise I got from YouTube of creating these cascading cubes that go back in space that you can draw like as much as you want. Just make them a little smaller each time you draw the next one, and do each one from a different angle. This is how to create this rhombus right here. A rhombus is literally just a cube that has sections cut off from it. And yeah, here's 1-point perspective right here. Or 2-point perspective, sorry. 2-point perspective here. One of my mods should be coming on. Let's come out there. Hello, egg. Yeah. This is I was showing off to a tutoring student. Like you just add like a little curve on top of a sphere to create an egg. Does anyone have any questions, by the way? We can cover a little bit of how to draw these primitive shapes. Cover stuff on like figure drawing, simple torso shapes, and other stuff. Oh, a mod? Yeah. Red Hot Head's coming in. Yeah, Red Hot Head has mod. There you are. Yeah, I modded the correct person. You have a sword. There we go. I didn't set out to do it, but I want to do kind of a motion study here. Oh, let me get rid of that. Here, we don't need that anymore. So feel free to keep drawing if you're just coming in here. Of the on-screen stuff for anyone who's a latecomer. Oh, that leg gets a little short there, doesn't it? Let me fix that. that, and then maybe... Yeah, it kind of goes into the leg there. I want to watch that. Here, let me put that down. Maybe this is a little... maybe. I kind of fucked up those legs, didn't I? Yeah, whatever. They get some nice gesture in for the sash. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's fine. Take breaks, pace yourself and stuff. We are actually close to 2 hours for this stream, so it actually may be a good time to call it a day pretty soon. Unless anyone has any questions, I'm more than game to answer any questions. Yeah, this is a demo I did earlier, explaining some stuff. I want to actually maybe like organize this demo I did, and maybe to like I could add like some text to this and like organize this with explanations, and then use it as like a handout for students. Yeah, yeah. However you want to do it, text. However you feel the need to pace yourselves. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this every night this week, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Be roughly about 1 to 2 hours of study, figure drawing and stuff. I did a session this morning. I think I might do another session tomorrow morning, because keeping me accountable for doing like studies of master study tracings of anime stuff every day. Like I get figure drawing in the evenings, figure drawing and like art book study in the evenings, and then mornings I get some warm up, and I also do some anime studies, anime Genga studies and stuff. And then throughout the day I do other stuff. I studied some Yo-Yo Shinari drawings that I was sketching in my sketchbook, my traditional sketchbook. And yeah, I've got a pretty good routine going now with all this. Yeah, for any of the newcomers that are coming in, we are going to be wrapping up pretty soon, but I will see there's like only 5 people in here. It's not enough really for... Man, now there's a few more people trickling in. Just coming in, say hi, and I can answer some questions about what we're doing in here. But this is a nightly study thing that we're going to be doing every night this week at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm trying this out this week. I might do it again next week too. But this is a essentially just like a figure drawing study session where we study figures and anatomy and get some mileage in. Studies like art. We like study art books. Art books with good information in them. Like Michael Hampton here, for example. We were doing like some Michael Hampton cube forms tonight. Try to like take a little something to focus on each night to try and practice a little bit from the different art books that I'm studying. Tom Foxdraws is another one that's going to be on the horizon to practice from too, as well. I'm mainly working through Michael Hampton right now. But yeah, there is like complementary stuff in Tom Foxdraws. And all the stuff builds on top of each other, so if you come every night to sessions like these, you'll be able to build on top of what we're doing with more practice. And fitting the puzzle pieces together of what we're trying to practice. All right. Good shit. Good shit. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to answer. I'm kind of skimming the book right now because I kind of want to flip through this and remember what's in here so I can have a little bit more strategy of what I want to dig into. Very nice. Stuff about subdividing forms. This connects up to the stuff I was showing like here. Well, not there. Here. This little demonstration I did earlier today for a tutoring student. We're back down to 3 viewers again. Oh no. We were briefly up at 6. Yeah, we'll eventually get more viewers over time, especially if I get better. If I get much better doing this. Now we're at 5 again. Hello. If you're just popping in, feel free to say hello in the text chat. Actually, anyone who's watching right now, type exclamation mark in the text chat. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, or type anything in the text chat. I just want to see who's paying attention. So the Incarnate, Mr. Hext, Red Hot Head, my mod. Mr. Hext and Red Hot Head are my mods. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, let's spend the rest of the time here kind of browsing through Michael Hampton because I'm gonna get a heading on like what I want to focus on and study like for tomorrow, or maybe like flip through and stuff. When I get the physical copy of the hello. This is Cabbage Cat from Discord. By the way, I accidentally logged in my husband's account. I'm committing to it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Oh man, I'm doing late. Yeah, Red Velvet, sorry. Does your work hours keep you from... Oh, yeah. I was running my bed today because work sucked. Oh, okay. Do you get off work? Like, we started 2 hours ago. Do you get off work a little bit later than you are able to come in usually? Red Velvet's another one of my mods. Got up at work at 3 today. I think we're in the same time zone. I've just been so tired. Yeah. Sucks. And also, like, I don't know how long the commute. How long is your commute to get home? Are they down the street? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about it later, I guess. Yeah, you're exhausted at work like that. That sucks. You work retail, right? Yeah, I think you do. I really like this page, especially this pose right there. Hmm. Also, if you want to see like more recent stuff that Michael Hampton's done, let me show you here. So, Bodies in Motion is the site that I use for my figure drawings. Let me grab here. So, and Bodies in Motion, I'm doing this off camera real quick. Bodies in Motion, you can browse the artwork section here. I'm going to go to Editor's Choice so we can see real quick. You can see, you could find Michael Hampton sooner. There we go. Michael Hampton is one of the many extremely talented artists that's put stuff up here. There's 5 pages of things that he's been doing here. This is the most recent thing he's done. Dang, that's yeah, digital right there. Oh wow, this is more Michael Hampton right here. These would be great to copy and study from. They're available on his site. He beefed up that guy's head, so it looks like this guy proportionally looks like a head. Oh, is it? So he beefed up the head of the figure model to make them look like a kid, even though the figure model was an adult. There we go. So like these are like the box forms I'm talking about. And he's like finding some gesture and sketching and stuff. This looks like a class demo that this is a class demo he did. You can see he did like a proportional chart there. Those are so nice. Look at those. Your roommate brought you the Bridgman Anatomy book. Yeah, we'll be digging into Bridgman in the near future too. Don't worry. Ooh, that is sweet. I'm used to seeing like him sketching, but so whenever he does like a rendering like this, it's whenever I see like Michael Hampton do like a rendering like this, it usually takes me back a bit. It's so good. Yeah, these are so nice. Those like lost edges in there where he's doing the figures and stuff, and you see like more like kind of compact constructed versions of the poses and so on. It's really great. Yeah, all this stuff builds on top of each other. Like we're going to be practicing more and more bits and pieces of stuff from the Michael Hampton book and other things each day in here in these evening sessions. So we get like a little microdose of Michael Hampton and others each night to practice from, which is nice. What's looping? Let's go here. I just want to kind of like nerd out over looking what's through here, because I'm looking at all these and these are giving me ideas of stuff to practice, like the head shape there. Here, I'll charge some more poses for the people that are still here and here. Put these on like 2 minutes. If anyone's still drawing these. Yeah, this is so nice. You should definitely take a look at these and use these as study fire. That very nice page of like his gestures there. Dang, it's so good. Love it. Yeah, I definitely want to grind good head drawing too. Look at that. Oh yeah, some of his painting demo here. This is for a lecture he did, according to the thing down there. Benji gesture. Cool. Kickboxing studies. He put little cube stands for the feet. It's kind of interesting. He did these from different angles. Even like invented new angles that were not in the video, like up shots and stuff. That's cool. He took the reference and then he invented posing, doing it in different angles. 2-minute warm-ups. Or that might have been like a 3D, one of the 3D models that they body scan. That's available. I don't have access to those because I'm on the $50 tier and this does $100 a year tier for this site. Yeah, there's some box forms over there, complex forms. It's all very nice. I'm looking at these to like get these in my bloodstream, you know. Dang! Oh, wow! Like, look at how he handled this. Nice, like solid plane right there at the top of the thigh. Very, very like solid, like well-defined planes for these studies. Nice little gesture there. That's looping. There's like 5 whole pages of this stuff. So if you want to see these, here, hang on. I'll link this. If you want to look at Michael Hampton's stuff, there. It's in chat now. With that, the gesture. Yeah. Hmm. Look, this is anatomy lecture. Some of these are like the sketches and practice he did. Some of them are, yeah. He's got some really impressive motion sequence studies. This is one of them, but there's some even more impressive ones. Oh, that's nice. I love that. The lecture. Those are the lovely studies. So good. I love it. Oops. Just gonna jump through these because I just want to get like an overview of what else in here. Going further back to even as someone as advanced as Sam does also grows over time, so you can see a little bit of the difference in how he drew when he did these a while ago versus more recent. This is one of my favorite pages of his actually right here because it shows like different phases of working up your drawing in a motion sequence across the page, which is really nice. A process study, he called it. Very cool. There's a lot of other really cool artists on here. Like, let's see, like this guy, for example. Who could have made this? I wonder. In the editor's choice section here. Yeah, that's me. I wound up in editor's choice for this and one other study I did. There's a bunch of other studies I really should upload here that I did more recently too. This one also wound up an editor's choice as well. Yeah, you can see some really cool shit going through the editor's choice here. We'll jump around in here a bit. I've seen a lot of these before too. Ooh. Some of these are animations too, like this one. This is the only thing this person did, and they don't have any socials here. But I'd like I've been able to like find like the socials of some of these some of the artists that wind up here and find out like a rabbit hole of their cool work. Oh, this is a 3D model someone did. It's wild. Occasionally get like an animator in here like that. Alright, so if you want to join our community, if you're not currently in there, if to get stream alerts and things like that, and also like get your work critiqued and so on, here is the Discord, right there. But we're going to be calling it a night pretty soon. But good shit, everyone. Yay. Yeah, and if you want to support the stream, feel free to subscribe or hit us with a Prime sub, so you'll no longer have to see the ads. I'll run 1 minute ad break at the very end here, and then we'll be on our way out. Alrighty. Good shit. Now, good night, everyone. We'll be here same time tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, for about 1 to 2 hours or so, doing figure drawing, grinding, and art and anatomy, like study stuff together. All right, see you.